Tom from the Metalhead Show here at Download Festival 2014 with the guys from Suicide Silence. How are we today, guys?
Fantastic.
What's up? Doing great, feeling nice.
Awesome. So you guys are playing the Pepsi Max stage tonight. Am I correct in saying that this is your first UK show with Eddie in the band?
Yes, first UK show with Eddie. We haven't been here in over like 2 years. I think the last time we were in the UK was Never Say Die tour.
Okay.
So it's been a minute. So we're really stoked to get out here and do it again. We were out here on a headliner, a festival run the last year Mitch was here, and we never got to make it to the UK again. But now we're here, ready to slam it, make up time.
Awesome. So you guys have a new album coming out next month. It's called You Can't Stop Me. First to feature Eddie. Can you tell us about both the musical and vocal content of the album and how it would compare to previous Suicide Silence albums?
It's just another Suicide Silence record. We've always been fans of beating ourselves with the next album and using what we can and pulling our resources together to make an adequate, great record. So, lyrical, everybody in Suicide Silence writes, so we all have a part to do. So if somebody thinks that Eddie's saying something wrong, it could be Mark that wrote it or I that wrote it, or if it's a drum fill that the kid doesn't like, it could have been Dan Kenny to write it. So everyone's a writer, everyone contributes, so there's no solidified person doing too much work than others or anything like that. And
team effort.
Yeah, in comparison to any other album, it's just, I feel it's a whole nother new record,
Yeah.
It's good, I'm proud of it.
Awesome. So I believe the title, You Can't Stop Me, was that taken from a collection of lyrics that Mitch left behind?
Yeah. That was Mitch actually left a little notebook behind, and most of the lyrics of that song, I think almost all of them, is actually the Mitch was supposed to record that song the day after he passed, and it's so he wrote those lyrics, and we figured out we had 2 songs written. We figured out which one it would have been, with the one it made most sense with, Mitch's lyric style and his vocal approach. So we figured out it'd be that song. We all read it, put it down exactly how it would have been. Didn't change the song too much, and Eddie sang it wonderfully.
So can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind the album artwork?
We all had a big part with that. I think initially our first idea, I think it was like a collection of me and our managers, like just the word "You Can't Stop Me" was like, I visualized some guy unearthing himself from a planet of people holding him down. Okay. And he's coming out of this planet, and he's just leaving. He's out. He's unstoppable, the unstoppable man, reaching for the sky. And then it turned into like, we kind of looked at it. We had the art done, and it was like, well, that kind of looks weird. I'm not sure what that is. So we f***ed around with the different ideas and different artists, and then what we got back was amazing. It was basically the cover. It's just this cube. What the cover is, it's this. I've always liked the idea of bands having an emblem for an album, if not an emblem for the actual, for the band. And this cube that we determined or came up with was, it's called an Ouroboros or Ouroboros, which is that symbol of the snake eating itself, and that symbolizes infinite life, and it symbolizes you have to die to be recreated. You got to be created, and then everyone dies. Like, it's one of those cycle things. And then Mark had the idea. He's like, why don't we just turn it into 2 snakes and make it an SS, Suicide Silence. We've always used snakes. We've always been fans of Illuminati shit, all kinds of stuff. No limits, just kind of recreating it on our own liking. So the cover was literally just a collection of all our ideas, where you can't look at one part of the album and be like, oh, it's some bands put out a fucking album with like a seashell on it. To me that's just very it's cool, but we've never been about that. All our albums have always had a theme, a story. You can listen to the album and look through it and be like, oh, that scream might be coming from that guy right there. We have a lot of involvement with our album, and this is just another one. I think this one kind of does a lot more. I think in the future our production will definitely shine through this album, with just having a black crown, and now we have the Ouroboros. Now we have this cube that can come out of somewhere, and we have a new music video come out that it's kind of put things into more perspective, another curveball straight at someone's head. So it's a bunch of cool shit. If you're a big fan and you like what you hear so far, you'll definitely really love all the art and the conceptual imagery that we're coming up with.
Thanks so much for speaking to us, guys. Really appreciate it.
Cool.
Have a good show tonight.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.